Since the dawn of time, two mythical creatures have captured our imaginations and haunted our nightmares: vampires and werewolves. But what if these legendary beings clashed in a battle to the death? Who would emerge victorious? Today we dive deep into the historical lore, strengths, and weaknesses of these iconic monsters to answer the ultimate question: who would win in a fight between vampires and werewolves? Vampires and werewolves have been a part of human folklore for centuries. Vampires, with their roots in Eastern European legends, are known for their immortality, bloodlust, and hypnotic powers. Werewolves, on the other hand, hail from a variety of cultures, with tales of humans transforming into wolves under the full moon. To determine who would win in a fight, we'll use a rating system to compare their strengths, weaknesses, and disadvantages across several categories: strength, speed, intelligence, durability, special abilities, and vulnerabilities. Each positive category will be rated on a scale from 1 to 10, while weaknesses will be deducted from the total score. Vampires possess superhuman strength, allowing them to overpower humans and even some supernatural beings. Historical accounts and folklore suggest that vampires have the strength to lift several times their body weight, estimated to be around 800 to 1,000 pounds. This strength enables them to break through wooden doors, bend metal bars, and perform other feats of power that would be impossible for a human. In terms of damage, a vampire's strength can result in significant physical trauma. For instance, a punch or strike from a vampire could break bones or cause internal injuries due to their enhanced muscle density and power. Their strength is often described as being more finesse-based, allowing them to deliver precise and deadly blows rather than relying solely on brute force. This precision means that vampires can target vital areas with devastating efficiency. The vampire gains 8 points for strength. Werewolves are known for their incredible brute strength, often depicted as being able to rip apart their enemies with ease, especially when transformed. Their strength is far greater than that of vampires, with some legends suggesting they can lift over 1,500 pounds. This immense power allows them to tear through metal, smash stone, and cause catastrophic damage with their attacks. A key factor in a werewolf's strength is their bite force. Studies of large canines, like wolves, show a bite force of around 400 to 1,200 pounds per square inch, PSI. A werewolf, being much larger and more powerful, could theoretically have a bite force exceeding 1,500 PSI. This kind of bite force can crush bones, tear flesh, and cause lethal injuries. The werewolf's brute force, combined with their primal rage, makes them an overwhelmingly powerful opponent in physical confrontations. The werewolf gains 10 points for strength. Vampires are renowned for their incredible speed, capable of moving faster than the human eye can track. This supernatural speed is often described in folklore as allowing vampires to appear as a blur or vanish from one spot and reappear in another almost instantaneously. In scientific terms, this could equate to speeds exceeding 60 miles per hour, similar to the speed of a cheetah, but with the ability to sustain it for longer durations and with greater agility. The implications of this speed in combat are significant. Vampires can evade attacks with ease, close gaps between them and their opponents in the blink of an eye, and deliver rapid, successive strikes that overwhelm their foes. Their speed not only enhances their offensive capabilities, but also provides a significant defensive advantage, making it extremely difficult for opponents to land a successful hit. The vampire gains 9 points for speed. Werewolves, while fast, rely more on their explosive power and less on continuous speed. Their transformation grants them enhanced muscle mass and limb strength, allowing for powerful, rapid bursts of movement. Werewolves can achieve short sprints that can rival or exceed the speeds of the fastest terrestrial animals, potentially reaching up to 40 to 50 miles per hour. However, these bursts are typically short-lived, driven by their primal rage and adrenaline. In combat, this means werewolves can pounce on their prey with incredible force, close distances rapidly for devastating attacks, and dodge or evade when necessary. Their explosive speed is ideal for sudden, powerful strikes, but lacks the sustained velocity and agility that vampires possess. Werewolf speed is more about the impact of sudden movements rather than the continuous, agile motion of vampires. The werewolf gains 7 points for speed. Vampires are often portrayed as cunning and intelligent, using centuries of knowledge and experience to outwit their opponents. With their extended lifespans, vampires have the advantage of accumulated wisdom, learning, and strategic thinking. This longevity allows them to master various forms of combat, manipulation, and psychological warfare. Historical accounts suggest that vampires often hold positions of power and influence, further indicating their strategic and intellectual prowess. In combat, a vampire's intelligence translates into strategic planning, deception, and tactical maneuvers. They can analyze their opponent's weaknesses, set traps, and exploit opportunities with precision. Their ability to hypnotize and manipulate minds adds another layer to their intelligence, allowing them to control situations and outthink their adversaries. This makes vampires not just physical threats, but also formidable mental opponents. The vampire gains 10 points for intelligence. Werewolves, driven more by primal instincts, are not typically known for their strategic thinking. Their intelligence can vary greatly depending on their form and lore. In human form, werewolves possess normal human intelligence and can plan and think strategically. However, once transformed, their primal instincts often take over, prioritizing raw aggression and survival over calculated tactics. In combat, a werewolf's intelligence is primarily instinctual. They rely on their heightened senses and animalistic intuition to track and engage their prey. While this can make them unpredictable and dangerous, it lacks the calculated and methodical approach that vampires use. Werewolves can adapt quickly to changing situations, but their strategy is more about overwhelming force and less about long-term planning or deception. The werewolf gains 6 points for intelligence. Vampires can regenerate from most injuries and are nearly immortal, giving them high durability. Their regenerative abilities allow them to heal from wounds that would be fatal to humans, such as deep cuts, broken bones, and even severe internal damage. This rapid healing process makes them difficult to kill through conventional means. However, vampires have significant weaknesses that can compromise their durability. Sunlight is lethal to most vampires, causing their skin to burn and deteriorate rapidly. Garlic and holy water can cause severe burns and weaken them, while wooden stakes to the heart are often depicted as the definitive way to kill a vampire. These vulnerabilities mean that while they can endure and recover from many injuries, they are not invulnerable and can be incapacitated or killed under the right circumstances. The vampire gains 7 points for durability. Werewolves also have rapid healing abilities and can endure significant damage. Their regenerative powers are often depicted as even more robust than those of vampires, allowing them to recover from severe injuries within moments. This makes them highly resilient in combat, capable of withstanding and quickly recovering from attacks that would incapacitate or kill most creatures. Unlike vampires, werewolves do not have as many traditional vulnerabilities. The debunking of silver as an effective weakness means they lack a specific, universally acknowledged Achilles heel. Their main vulnerability lies in their dependence on the lunar cycle, which dictates their transformations and peak power periods. However, this does not impact their durability during combat directly. The werewolf gains 9 points for durability. Vampires have a range of special abilities that make them highly versatile in combat. One of their most notable abilities is hypnosis, allowing them to control the minds of humans and sometimes even other creatures. This power can be used to manipulate, deceive, or immobilize their opponents, providing a significant tactical advantage. Another prominent ability is shapeshifting. Vampires can transform into bats, wolves, or even mist, allowing them to escape, infiltrate, or attack in different forms. This versatility enables them to adapt to various combat scenarios and environments. Additionally, their ability to control lesser creatures like wolves and rats can be used to create distractions, gather information, or overwhelm their enemies with numbers. These special abilities provide vampires with a diverse arsenal of powers that can be utilized in various ways, making them formidable opponents with numerous combat options. The vampire gains 10 points for special abilities. Werewolves' primary special ability is their transformation during a full moon, which significantly boosts their strength and ferocity. This transformation enhances their physical attributes, making them much stronger, faster, and more resilient than in their human form. The transformation itself is a fearsome spectacle, often accompanied by an increase in size, muscle mass, and enhanced senses. While this ability is incredibly powerful, it is also somewhat limited. The transformation is typically tied to the lunar cycle, meaning werewolves are at their peak power during the full moon, but may not have access to their enhanced abilities at other times. Despite this limitation, the sheer increase in physical capabilities during transformation makes werewolves devastatingly powerful in combat. The werewolf gains 7 points for special abilities. Vampires have critical weaknesses that can significantly compromise their durability and combat effectiveness, particularly in a direct confrontation with a werewolf. One of the most well-known vulnerabilities is sunlight, which can cause severe burns and even death if a vampire is exposed for too long. This forces vampires to avoid daylight and operate primarily at night, limiting their activity and making them predictable in their need to avoid sunlight. In a combat scenario against a werewolf, the most relevant vulnerabilities would be the wooden stake to the heart and holy water. While garlic and crucifixes are traditionally considered weaknesses, they are less likely to be utilized by a werewolf in a primal transformed state. Therefore, the main concerns for vampires in such a battle are the potential for physical objects, like stakes, to be used against them, and the limitations imposed by needing to avoid sunlight. The vampire loses 4 points for weaknesses. Werewolves have fewer vulnerabilities compared to vampires. The primary disadvantage for werewolves is their dependence on the lunar cycle. Their transformations and peak power periods are typically tied to the full moon, making their enhanced abilities predictable. This dependence means that werewolves are at their most dangerous only during specific times, which can be anticipated and planned against by their opponents. However, outside of the full moon, werewolves still retain enhanced physical capabilities, though not to the same extent as during their transformed state. In a direct confrontation, their main vulnerability is predictability due to the lunar cycle, which affects their strategic planning rather than their immediate combat effectiveness. The werewolf loses 2 points for weaknesses. By tallying the scores and factoring in the weaknesses, we get a clearer picture of who might win in a fight. While both creatures are formidable in their own right, vampires have an edge in speed, intelligence, and versatility, while werewolves boast superior strength and durability. However, with fewer critical vulnerabilities, vampires emerge slightly ahead in our analysis, making them more likely to win in a direct confrontation. Now it's your turn. Do you agree with this analysis? Comment below and let us know your thoughts. Don't forget to vote in our poll and share this video with your friends. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more mythical showdowns and fascinating lore. Until next time, stay curious and keep questioning.